So there's a whole series of plants successfully cruising along, and I've, a row of carrots there. I've got celery, and there's basil, and got a pumpkin in the background. I've managed to slip in some cucumbers on the side there, which I'm training out of it, and eventually they'll just ramble along the ground. There's some garlic plants and lettuces, and in the front here we've got a few rocket plants which I've trimmed back. The silver beet's been doing amazingly well. In the back there's the celery coming on good. As we go through, I've trained some tomatoes up. These have done extremely well. They've got little fruit on. And there's a nice little truss for you to look at right there. Still a while to go before they're ripe, but coriander's done extremely well. The spring onions have gone well. I've got some kailan, which is effectively fancy broccoli. There's some cauliflowers in there, and then there's standard broccoli, parsley in the back. The cabbages are coming on good. One habanero chili plant that's doing really well. I've just thinned out a few of these spinach plants here this morning because they're a bit thick. These are capsicums, they've all got flowers on them now. The dill is doing really well down there. I've used the inside of these star pickets as tomato stakes effectively, so I've just put 4 tomato plants and pruned all these back. There's kale over there, there's beetroot that's doing well, and down here we've got the zucchinis coming out, plenty of flowers on the inside of those as you can see, and they've got small fruit on. I put some snow peas along this, and I'm going to train those up that metal framework, and in the back there's a few bean seeds. I planted a few more radish seeds in here because we've already had one crop of those. And in this corner down here I've put a watermelon, and it's doing really well. So tried to keep the rambling melons and pumpkins and stuff on the outside, so I can just let them grow on the outside and then they can do what they want. We'll just harvest them from outside the frame. On the end of the hose here I've just put a standard connector, Nylex Gardena connector that's got a bung in it, so it's effectively a stopper so the water doesn't spew out this end. But if I do require a bit of water, I can whack an extension hose on it and turn the timer on. And on this end, this is the hottest end of the garden. It sees the most sun during the day, which is why things have struggled a little bit down this end. But the zucchinis will shade a lot of this out and they'll do what they want. So all in all, a successful little mission. On this end of the garden, I'll probably end up placing, initially anyway, I've bought a roll of 50% shade cloth. I've held off because the only thing that showed a little sign of sunburn has been a few of the lettuces, and they're at the other end of the garden. So everything else has done fine, no sunburn so far, but November, December and January are really hot months where we live, so 50% shade cloth on top if I need it. I think I'll have to go there, but as you can see, it's not in a full sun environment anyway, which is quite lucky, and I've got the shade of these trees, the fence lines, and things are doing extremely well. So all in all, a good story. The wicking bed is working good. The timer's put the water on, a lot less maintenance, it's raised so you don't have to bend your back too much, and I think the most enjoyable part is the fact that you can eat your own food. You know that there's no chemicals on it, and it's a lot less cost. One of the things I will say too is that I've had more success for growing things direct from seed than I have from anything I've bought in punnets from a nursery or whatever, because often you buy the punnets of seedlings, you put them in the garden, they've never been hardened off, and the sun here is just fierce, so it just fries them straight away. So you're better off, I mean it's cheaper anyway, but it takes a little bit more time and you've got to thin them out, but you're better off growing your own stuff from seed. But as evidence that everything's doing well, it seems to be enjoying it. I took out a row of radishes in here this morning and I'm going to put some more seed in there. Just small groups of stuff as you need them. And one of the things I've done on this shade cloth to weigh it down is I've just used these fishing sinkers with a bit of fishing line. And it just weighs down, stops the wind from blowing it away. So this is effectively not tied on, this netting on top. It's just using the fishing sinkers in its own weight to stay there. There, you may get an update later. That's the Wicking Bed. See ya.